Mr. Speaker, it takes a lot to shock me. Today's story in the Charlottesville Daily Progress regarding anti-Semitism at UVA did just that. And there is no good way to put this, and some of what I'm going to say I find extremely distasteful, and I'm sure you will too. It appears that there is a real problem with anti-Semitism at the University of Virginia. The story I read this morning is horrifying. Quoting from the story, since October 7th, one student said he's been the recipient of multiple death threats. During an October 25th walkout led by the Students for Justice in Palestine, this student said he was shoved and then slapped in the face while counter-protesting. He's been told he, quote, sells the organs of Palestinians on the black market, unquote. He's been called a Nazi, Hitler, a genocide pursuer, and a filthy Jew. When students and their parents sought protection and support from the administration, they were hard-pressed to find any. Some eventually got a meeting with the president of the university. From one of the fathers, I didn't understand why the targets of acts of anti-Semitism had to be their own advocates. This type of situation doesn't exist anywhere else. If you were to make a complaint at a company, you would go to human resources. You wouldn't have to go to the CEO. And I want to make it clear just how bad this is. Another student, or possibly the same, I'm leaving the names out on purpose, said he stopped wearing his yarmulke, the traditional cloth cap worn by Jewish men, about a month ago. He started concealing his gold Star of David necklace under his shirt when he's in public. Several other Jewish students also said they had removed symbols of their faith from their person. Still quoting, I'm a religious Jew. I believe in God. Why am I supposed to hide? Are we living in the 1930s? Am I supposed to be in a Jewish ghetto on the outskirts, isolated from everyone else? Why are we moving backwards? While waiting in line at a party, two Jewish female students said they were called kikes. When another student discovered they were Jewish, at a gathering on grounds, a Jewish student was harassed by a group of roughly 8 schoolmates who told them to, quote, of course, turn around sideways so we can see your nose. Among other jokes, quote. That student left the event crying. And to compound this problem, neither the administration nor the Board of Visitors seems to be willing to talk about it. When one member of the Board of Visitors tried to address the subject of anti-Semitism on campus at a meeting just last week, you can watch the video online, he was ruled out of order. He asked several times, politely, and told there would be a discussion in closed session. That's wrong, Mr. Speaker. All of us are called to stand up to anti-Jewish hate, and we're called to do it publicly. Mr. Speaker, I had a bill before this body that would have required all of our colleges and universities to certify that their diversity, equity, and inclusion programs did not contribute to anti-Semitism. Of course, it did not even get a hearing. Members of this body often repeat the phrase, never again, in reference to historical anti-Semitism and historical hatred against Jews. Never again will Jews be made victims, we say. Mr. Speaker, never again is now. I ask, well, what are we doing about this? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.